The tech world is currently on life support, waiting for the massive surge of adrenaline that only a secret Apple laboratory can provide. And as we move deeper into April 2026, the silence from Cupertino is becoming deafening. We have seen the patterns before, the quiet before the storm, where supply chains in Asia begin to whisper and regulatory filings in Europe start to leak details that were never meant for public eyes. But what is happening right now is different because it involves the most radical redesign of the Apple ecosystem since the original iPhone. The rumors floating around the Steve Jobs Theater aren't just about faster chips or better cameras. They're about a fundamental shift in how we interact with silicon and glass, specifically targeting a spring window that was previously reserved for minor updates but is now looking like a full-scale assault on the premium market. Industry insiders are pointing toward a massive overhaul of the iPad lineup, a surprising update to the most affordable iPhone in history, and a brand new category of smart home hardware that could finally kill the traditional smart speaker for good. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel. Hit the bell icon for more tech updates. This is the moment where we separate the fan theories from the cold, hard data points that have emerged from the latest internal memos circulating within Apple Park, revealing that an April event isn't just likely. It is essentially inevitable given the production schedules we've seen for the new M5 architecture and the highly anticipated arrival of Apple Intelligence 2.0. The centerpiece of this entire April 2026 speculation revolves around the iPad Pro, which is reportedly undergoing a transition so significant that it makes the previous OLED upgrade look like a minor footnote in history. Leaked schematics suggest that Apple is pushing the boundaries of thinness once again, but this time, the focus isn't just on the aesthetic. It's about a new thermal management system that allows the M5 chip to run at clock speeds we previously thought were reserved for the MacBook Pro. This M5 chip is the first 2-nanometer processor to hit a mass-market consumer device, promising a leap in neural engine performance that is specifically tuned for local large language models. Imagine an iPad that doesn't just suggest the next word you're typing, but actually anticipates your creative workflow, rendering 4K video in the background while you sketch with a new Apple Pencil that features haptic feedback, so realistic it feels like graphite on paper. The supply chain reports from Taiwan indicate that the display panels for this new iPad Pro are utilizing a tandem OLED 2.0 technology, which significantly reduces the power draw while pushing peak brightness to a staggering 2000 nits, making it the most visible screen ever created for outdoor professional use. But the real shocker for the April event is the rumored iPad Ultra, a 14.1-inch monster designed to finally bridge the gap between tablet and laptop, featuring a dual-port USB-C setup and a cooling fan that only kicks in during intense 3D rendering tasks, a move that signals Apple's intent to dominate the workstation market. While the Pro users are looking at the iPad, the rest of the world is waiting for the iPhone SE 4, which is currently the most leaked device in Apple's 2026 roadmap. For years, the SE has been the budget option that looked like a relic of the past, but the leaks for the April 2026 release suggest a total design reset that borrows the chassis of the iPhone 16. This means the home button is officially dead, replaced by a 6.1-inch OLED display and Face ID, but with a twist that no one saw coming: the inclusion of the action button and a simplified version of the camera control sensor. This isn't just an entry-level phone anymore. It's a strategic move to get Apple Intelligence into the hands of millions of users who aren't willing to spend $1,000. The internals are rumored to be powered by the A19 chip, making it more powerful than most flagship Android phones currently on the market, and a single-lens camera on the back is reportedly a 48-megapixel beast that uses computational photography to mimic the zoom capabilities of the Pro models. The price point is the most contested part of the leaks, with some sources claiming Apple will keep it at $499 to disrupt the mid-range market, while others suggest a slight bump to $549 to account for the massive hardware upgrades and the expensive 2-nanometer silicon. Regardless of the final price, the iPhone SE 4 is positioned to be the best-selling phone of the year, potentially launching alongside new seasonal colors for the iPhone 17 series, which has become a staple of these spring announcements. Beyond the handheld devices, the April 2026 event is rumored to be the stage for Apple's Home Hub revolution, a product category that has been in development for nearly 3 years. This isn't just another HomePod. It is a dedicated smart display that looks like a 7-inch iPad mounted on a robotic arm or a high-end speaker base. This device is meant to be the brain of the Apple Home, running a new version of software called HomeOS that focuses on visual Siri interactions and a persistent dashboard for your HomeKit devices. The leak suggests that this Home Hub features a FaceTime camera with center stage and a built-in privacy shutter, allowing it to act as a security camera when you're away from home. But the most Apple feature of this device is the rumored integration with the Apple Watch, where the Home Hub can detect who is standing in front of it based on their watch's proximity and automatically change the interface to show that person's specific calendar, music preferences, and reminders. This level of personalization is what Apple is banking on to beat Amazon and Google in the smart home space. And the April event is the perfect time to launch it before the summer vacation season begins. We also have to talk about the one more thing that is currently setting the forums on fire: the first public glimpse of Apple's AI smart glasses. While the full AR/VR Vision Pro experience is too bulky for daily wear, the leaks for April 2026 suggest a pair of AirPods for your eyes, screenless smart glasses that use cameras and AI to tell you what you're looking at through your earbuds. These glasses are reportedly codenamed N401 and look like standard premium frames, but they are packed with microphones and a localized version of Siri that can translate signs in real time or describe your surroundings for the visually impaired. If Apple previews these in April, even if the release is scheduled for later in the year, it will be a clear signal that they are ready to move beyond the screen and into the world of ambient computing. The pressure on Tim Cook to deliver a wow moment has never been higher, especially with competitors moving fast in the AI space, which is why the April 2026 event is being treated as a refounding of the company's hardware philosophy. As we look at the logistics, the production numbers for the M5 MacBook Air are also spiking, leading many to believe that the world's most popular laptop is getting a mid-cycle refresh in April to include more base RAM, starting at 20 gigabytes, to handle the intense demands of Apple Intelligence. This would be a massive win for students and professionals who need a light machine that can still run complex AI models locally. The cooling systems are also being tweaked to ensure that the thin profile doesn't lead to thermal throttling, a common complaint with previous fanless designs. When you add up the iPad Pro, the iPhone SE 4, the Home Hub, and a potential MacBook Air refresh, the April 2026 event starts to look like one of the most jam-packed keynotes in the history of the company. It's not just about selling hardware. It's about creating a unified ecosystem where every device, from your $500 phone to your $1,500 tablet, is a gateway into a new world of artificial intelligence that actually works for the user. The global supply chain is already shifting gears, with shipping containers leaving ports in Shenzhen and heading toward distribution centers in the United States and Europe, which usually happens about 3 to 4 weeks before a major announcement. This timing aligns perfectly with a mid-April keynote, followed by a pre-order window and a late April release date. If you're planning on upgrading any of your tech, the consensus among the most reliable leakers is to wait until the dust settles from this event. Buying an iPad or an entry-level iPhone right now would be a mistake when the 2-nanometer revolution is just weeks away. We are standing on the edge of a new era where the Pro moniker actually means something again, and the entry-level devices are no longer compromise. But powerful tools in their own right. The April 2026 Apple event isn't just a product launch. It's a statement of intent, and from everything we've seen in the leaked documents and factory photos, Apple is ready to reclaim its crown as the undisputed king of consumer technology.